Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Prison with Warden Dave, where I purposely open cell blocks for 1 hour a day to allow for dangerous prisoner mischief. First, a quick update. My son Luke told me I hadn't been spending enough time with him because of my focus on the YouTube channel. So he and I will be sharing some quality time while I'm filming this video. Today, my comment highlight comes from Glycine Airman, who wrote, "Thought it would take longer than 8 videos for you to completely lose your mind." To which I replied, "Love this comment, but as I explained in video 1, I lost my mind long before I ever embarked on this journey." And now I'd like to introduce a new segment called, How Many Cards Am I Missing? So how many cards am I missing from the Boundaries Crossed 305 total cards, including 21 variants, master set? 0. And that's how you play How Many Cards Am I Missing? And now for the most awesome card I recently received. The award goes to this Boundaries Crossed Superior Cosmos Hollows card. It's number 13 of 149, and it was only available in Furious Fist 2-pack blister packs. Obtaining this card is why I am no longer missing any cards from my Boundaries Crossed master set. So in my last video, I opined that everyone should have an eBay account. From youngsters who can learn business acumen and responsibility to everyone else who can potentially make a little money. There is really no downside. For those of you who are already selling, my apologies for a couple of videos without showing card pictures, but hopefully you may learn maybe a pearl of wisdom or two. For the rest of you, my goal is to have you gain enough confidence to give selling on eBay a try. Obviously, there's only so much I can cover in 2 very short videos, so stay with me to the end and we'll talk about next steps to take when we finally get there. All right, let's get started. So first of all, you're going to want to register. We're having a lot of fun, aren't we, baby? Yeah, this is a good time, huh? Love spending time with Dad? Love spending time with you, buddy, okay? Look in the camera, don't say much. Register for a basic eBay seller account. It should come with about 50 free listings. You have to get all your bank data in there and your social security number and all that stuff. But on eBay, it tells you, hey, I want to sell something, start selling. It's pretty straightforward. You're going to have to deal with insertion fees and final value fees. We'll talk about those later. But basically, an insertion fee is a fee you have to pay to put the item on eBay. In this case, the 50 free listings allow you to be in a situation where you don't have to pay for that. You always have to pay for final value fees. We'll get to that later in the video. Okay, after you get yourself set up and get ready to sell, we have to decide and prioritize what it is that you want to sell. You may have to do some comparative searching on eBay to find out, what is my item actually worth? Is it worth a lot? Is it worth a little? Is it unique? Is it something that there's already 57 other listings of? So a little bit of searching, looking as big as you can search-wise with your search terms, which is called as open-ended as possible, to try to make a determination. Remember, we only have 50 free listings, so we want to use them in the most beneficial way possible, and we want to not have to pay any extra fees. So we want to just stick to the 50 to get started. You want to create a basic listing to get started with it just detailed enough for searching buyers to find it. So first of all, in the item description, use all of your characters. Spell words like first, F-I-R-S-T, and 1-S-T. Put them both in there. If you think that the set number, 13 of 149, it resonates with buyers, they're going to search for that, get that in there. If you think the set name is important, maybe the word hollow, maybe the condition is or isn't, it just depends. But again, we're not going to buy any premium services. We're just going to try to make sure the listing title is easier than a lot easier to find. Keep in mind my motto, which is revise, revise, revise. So I have lived my entire life in the business world by understanding there is nothing I write on a piece of paper that I should think is, the word of God. It is so great, I'm such a great writer. No. I question myself. I ask myself, can I do better? Can I do something different? And every time I look at something I've written, I change it. Because revision means you don't get yourself stuck in a rut. You basically believe there's a better way you can continue to improve. So if you're, once you give your listings enough time on the system, we might have to revise them and make them more, more appealing to buyers if they're not finding them. Keep your descriptions simple. We want less words. We want to be accurate, but you need to understand that buyers don't want to, nor do they have the time these days to spend a lot of time reading a listing description. If you can describe what you're selling in just the title alone, then just do that. If you need to put a few more sentences down in the description, then do that as well. You want to make sure you understate your condition. We'll talk about that in a minute. You want to price reasonably, and you want to take good photos. You also want to consider the impact of shipping costs. In the old days, eBay used to think of shipping costs as different than the listing. They don't anymore. Today, it's all the same. So, for example, a few months ago, I was selling Burning Shadows booster boxes. I was at $92 a box plus $20 shipping, out the door $112. Everyone else was at $106, $107, $108. I sold those boxes because I was the only one selling like that. Taxes were less and people seemed to resonate to the $92 price despite the fact that the total was higher. Everyone else was the 106, 7, or 8 with free shipping. So all of that's going to tactically factor into the decisions that you make. Be creative with your listings if you can. So remember something, you may not be able to sell a single card or not. We're still doing good, right? Good job. I think this is more fun than I've had with you in a long time. All right, revise, revise, revise if your listing doesn't sell. So what that means is maybe you don't want to sell a single card. Maybe you want to sell a lot of cards, an entirety, a card, a book, a booster, something else, some paraphernalia, memorabilia. All of it may look like more value to the buyers. Again, though, you have to make sure they can find it in the listing title. All right, do not overstate condition categories to insulate yourself from trouble later. So here's what happens. You go out there and people write, okay, every condition can be out there. Let me define near mint, let me define mint, light play, heavy play, moderate play, play box in the sand play, whatever. You don't want to do that because that tells the buyers that you're trying to insulate. You're trying to make so many caveats because your condition of your card sucks and you just don't want it to be over analyzed when they receive it. Just be simple, honest, and let your pictures do the talking. And if your pictures and cameras don't take good pictures, then tell buyers that. I often say in my listings, I'm sorry for the shadows in the photo, but the pictures are really much better than they look. Make sure buyers know your story. Hey guys, I'm new to this selling thing, but I'm committed to make sure all my buyers are completely satisfied with what they buy from me. Right from the heart. Tell them that you feel what it would be like to be in their position and you want to make sure they're exceedingly happy with what they receive from you. Simple, kind, from the heart. I also put at the end of every one of my listings, item will be packed securely to ensure arrival to you in the exact condition leaving me. People want to know that you understand it's important, not just what's in the picture, but that it gets to them and it still looks like it's in the picture. You might want to consider in the beginning accepting returns. This is a little bit controversial. Most folks in the business, I don't want to say most, some people do not accept returns, some do. With booster packs, it's tougher. But you might make a general overview of your listings that say, I do not accept returns, and then maybe that you do accept returns, but then with the booster packs, say inside a listing, I do not accept returns for obvious reasons. But when you're early on, you may be able to build trust more quickly if you accept returns. So we'll talk more about that as we go forward as well. And utilize the global shipping program. So it's really easy and really cool, and my foreign buyers are some of the greatest folks I deal with. So it's not really anything more to you. You just sign up and it says that if you have a foreign buyer that's interested, you're willing to ship to their country, and all you do is end up shipping to an intermediate shipping center in Erlanger, Kentucky, and they ship it on for you. So it's the foreign buyer who has the unfortunate situation of paying extra shipping fees and import fees, etc., but to you it makes it very, very simple. All right, I'm going to end part 1 of this video now. But don't worry, I promise lots more to come and a special offer for all of you within the next 48 hours. So let's conclude with a new segment I call The Wrong Song. I love you, you love me, we're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? So long, everyone. I'll see you again real soon.